Hey, welcome back. Welcome to the madness of my apartment. My table is an absolute crazy mess right now. Trying to figure out how to share this with you guys. I have some cool plans and I just can't figure out the best way to express what they're gonna be. Yes, it's about board games. Yes, it's about how I'm gonna make them. And the best part is it's all wrapped around the idea that my board game development is kind of open source, very open source, so you guys can see what's going on. Not only that, but you're gonna be able to play these games in development. That's kind of my goal, and then once a game is locked in and is, perfect as it can be, I'll work on kickstarting the game. So I've got some news on the first one I want to kickstart, what that's gonna look like, and then, yeah, I guess I can tell you the rest in just a minute, can't I? All right, let's do this. All right, time for the exciting news. Got some notes that I'm gonna be going through here. Like I said, I wanna do this open source with my board game development. The best and most exciting part about board games for me is being able to sit down with somebody and just have a great time. You know, electronics are away. I like video games and electronics and all that jazz and music and whatever, but it is nice just to peel away and be able to get the cards out in front of you and the pieces and just dive into a whole different world for a few hours. So that's why I really like doing this, and I want to be able to share the games I'm making with you during the process. So take everything I just said and put that all together. This year, officially, I'm going to kickstart Game Theory. The decision to do that is it's the game that's furthest along in the process. I really only have to make a few more cards. I might want to redo the artwork, do a logo. I might rename Game Theory, which, if you have a good name for Game Theory, feel free to drop it down in the comments below if you saw the prior videos I did. But then finally, Game Theory, Fogbound, and a game that you have yet to be introduced to, 1920. I started pulling those out. I've got all my 1920 cards put together and stored in a spot. Well, they're out right now, but organized. I've got all of my really old Fogbound stuff that I was working with, and my tiles are all put away in my bins over here. I'm going to be designing this in a way that if you own a printer and you follow my channel, you'll have some type of access to be able to print whatever iteration I'm on down and be able to play test my game for me. So I don't fully know what that looks like yet. I'll just let you know ahead of time. Right now I'm kind of thinking that might be something I do through Patreon, just because of how much time it takes to put those things together. But other than that, I want to be able to share my games with you guys and develop together. So that is where we are going. This video series is going to be a mix of all the games I'm working on. If you didn't know anything about me, do know this. I like to do a lot of different things all at the same time. So I'll be working on Game Theory, Fogbound, 1920, and if I just randomly have an idea one day for another game, I'll probably do a little bit of work on that just to get my thoughts out. But long term, I'll be working on those 3 games and doing it digitally and printing those pieces out using laminating with glue and my cutters and my markers and different papers I have to create and resemble pieces like this and create it in a format that everybody can play and has access to. Now, obviously, long-term dream of a game like Fogbound that has tiles and ships and gold and all that type of stuff in the game, full-fledged pieces are definitely better. But I really want to hammer home the point that if you're interested in doing board game design, you don't need any of that. Like, you don't even technically need a printer. These cards are handwritten, and spoiler alert, they're magic cards. I ruined them, but they're magic cards, and don't worry, they were just mana cards. But you really don't need that stuff. So this is just where I'm at after like 6 years of really doing a lot of board game development and card game development. Yeah. I feel like that was more cohesive. This is like my 3rd time doing this video. I think it's going to be awesome, guys. I'm really excited. I've got more videos down in the pipeline that I'm excited to share with you. I have a bunch of tools I use, including these marker bags that I use. I've got this cutting mat I use, which is pretty standard, but I'll show you what I've got. I've got this big Chessex mat down here that is a lot of people use for D&D, but I like to use it for prototyping. I just got this bad boy. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. And my printer, the tools I use on my computer, and I'll go through that. So if there's anything else that you guys are interested in seeing in the meantime, drop it in the comments below. You can expect another video early next week. I've been really trying to get out a video on the tools I use, so that will probably be next. And between now and then and the next couple of weeks, I'll be starting to get more of these games developed, worked on, pieces prototyped. I just rewrote the instructions for Fogbound from an old picture I had that was like 12 pages long, and yeah, a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I'm excited to share with you. If this is something that you want to see in the future, drop a like below. Make sure to subscribe and comment. It doesn't just help the YouTube algorithm, but it's really fun to engage with you guys and see what you have to say. So make sure to share with your friends as well if they're also interested in board games and board game development. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Stay safe out there with COVID and everything going on. And I encourage you, maybe tonight go home or you probably are home because of COVID. Maybe tonight just write down a couple board game ideas that you have and see where it takes you. Okay, I'll see you next time. Awesome.